Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Once again, it is Chris Maloney for CWN, compliments of CWNonline.ca. Here back for another prediction show. So, CWN Predicts WWE Clash of Champions 2020, taking place live tonight at 7 p.m. on the WWE Network. Kickoff obviously taking place an hour beforehand, so that'll be on the WWE Network as well as social media as well. So I will let you know this has been pre-recorded. So if there's any news post Saturday that has broken, you'll see it in the comments field down below, just here on YouTube. But this is a YouTube premiere, so it'll be the first time that people do see this prediction show. But like I said, if it's anything post Saturday afternoon, for what has been announced for Clash of Champions so far, you'll see it posted down below, just in the comments field by myself. So, like I said, Clash of Champions 2020 taking place live tonight. As far as the card goes, I think there's 9 matches that have been announced. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those days of watching Sesame Street paid off everybody. But yeah, 9 matches taking place. So I'll go through those. Give you guys any comments that I think it might take place in the matches themselves, and then basically give you guys a prediction on who's going to win the match. So I'm just trying to see here with regards to which one was the actual pre-show match. So I'm just have to do some scrolling here. And oh yeah, that was the one that surprised me as well. All right, so kickoff match: Asuka taking the WWE Women's Raw Championship, putting that on the line against Zelina Vega. Kind of interested to see where this is going to go. If you watched CWN Weekly episode number 6 a couple days ago, basically you would have seen my thoughts on Melina. I do think she's WWE bound. I do think she's going to end up showing up. One of my predictions was a couple nights ago on SmackDown. That didn't happen. So what's a better way to bring Melina back into the story, back into the field, especially with Asuka not having much competition there on Raw as far as singles competitors go? Bring her back at Clash of Champions. Let her play into the match itself, so to speak. So I don't think Zelina Vega is going to win the championship, but we've seen stranger things in the WWE. But the fact is, I do think we're going to see an appearance by Melina. I think it's going to be maybe post-match, or it could be during the match. So either way, I'm going to say Asuka wins, retains the title. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say that Asuka wins based on the interference from Melina. And we see basically Melina and Zelina Vega form some kind of a stable tag team, so to speak. So that is my prediction right there. Asuka retains on the kickoff show, retains by disqualification, and retains because Melina makes her WWE re-debut and attacks her, So that is my prediction right there. So Asuka to retain. We'll go on to the next match of the night, which we go from Zelina Vega into her former protege's former alliance, so to speak. So Street Profits putting their WWE Raw Tag Team Championships on the line against Andrade as well as Angel Garza. This was kind of interesting because the fact is, on Raw we've seen 3 tag teams go at it, triple threat match to see who's going to win to go on to face the Street Profits. You had Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy, who have been at war as of late. You have Angel Garza as well as Andrade, who've been at war as of late. Zelina Vega, said basically, you guys need to figure your stuff out. I'm out of here. So there's tension between both of those teams. So the only team that made sense to me was Humberto. I'm still trying to figure out how to pronounce his name. Carrillo, as well as Dominic Mysterio. Those were the guys I thought were going to win on Raw. So when Andrade and Angel Garza ended up winning on Raw, it's like, okay, they're basically just being fed to the Street Profits. Makes no sense at all for the Street Profits to lose to Garza and Andrade, especially with the tension and the feuding that's been going on between the two of them. I mean, what are they going to do? It's not like the 2-man power trip back in the day where you have both of these guys as champions going to win the tag team championship. Basically, I think it's going to come down to the fact is Street Profits going to probably be untouchable until at least next year. I can't see any team at all coming in to beat them. By the end of the year at least. So I'm going to say Street Profits retain, and Angel and Andrade end up feuding, the next couple months, so to speak. But so Street Profits to retain in that one there. Next match of the night. another one that doesn't kind of make a lot of sense. I feel like I've said this on prediction show before, but Bobby Lashley as champion defending the United States Championship against Apollo Crews. Here's a feud I have said on air I wish had gone to the wayside, much the same way as Seth Rollins and the Mysterios. You know how that one's going. So again, makes no sense to me why Apollo Crews would win back the championship. I understand the rematch clause, and you know he's former champion, so let's give him another shot. But Bobby Lashley in the Hurt Business right now, doing phenomenal things. Their main event in Raw, they are a power group, so to speak. You know, the addition of Cedric Alexander. You know, and I'm actually enjoying them. So as a group, individually, you know, it's kind of who cares. But as a group, I'm enjoying them, and I see no reason at all to basically to have Bobby Lashley lose the title tonight. So yeah, Bobby Lashley to retain as well. Next match of the night. And this is interesting because I've got, you know, you've got your bias. You've got your basically one of your favorites of all time in AJ Styles. My bias being Sami Zayn. Then you got Jeff Hardy. Never really been a Hardy Boys fan or Jeff Hardy fan. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate and respect everything the Hardy Boys as well as Jeff Hardy have done for the business. I think they're absolutely entertaining and you know, awesome, but I've never been a fan of the Hardy Boys, so to speak. Here's a guy who you know, loves guys with gimmicks with face paint and the Road Warriors and Demolition, Ultimate Warrior, and those guys. A great Muda, but I've never been a fan of Jeff Hardy. So anyways, in the triple threat ladder match here, I think to myself, who's going to benefit the most out of this? Jeff Hardy, I can't see him retaining it. He's been champion more times over than not. The fact is, he doesn't need the push right now. So who does? AJ Styles? No, because we've seen them feud the past couple months. So do this. Have Sami Zayn basically come out of basically obscurity, so to speak, for the past 6 months, and have him come out and say everything he's been saying, you know, on the talk shows for WWE as well as SmackDown, and have him finally back up his words. So have him go over in this match tonight. Have him come out with both Intercontinental Championships. Give him that moment, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he goes on to SmackDown next Friday night. He's got both belts with him, and he's like, "Ha! I told you so." Because he is one of those guys that basically can get under your skin easily. You know what I mean? He's got that personality, but he can also back it up in the ring. He's a very talented wrestler. So give the belts to him. Let Sami Zayn win. Let him go into SmackDown as champion. You know, and basically, hey, I told you so. I am the real champion. I beat both of these guys in a ladder match, and have it be done that way. If you guys watched SmackDown on Friday night, you saw AJ Styles do what he was doing with the titles. You know, they both champions have put the titles up on the triangle there. AJ Styles at the end of the match rips them both down, so all of a sudden they're gonna have to put them back up. But have Sami Zayn go over both of these guys. So Sami Zayn for the win. That's my prediction there. Action figure behind me here. It's one of those talking guys. I wish I should have had him down here to see what he had to say. But yeah, Sami Zayn for the win in that match there. Next match, another one of my favorites, Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro defending the Tag Team Championships against the Lucha House Party. If you watched SmackDown on Friday, again, you saw the tension taking place between the Lucha House Party. You know, it's, again, there's tension all over the place. So why put the Tag Team Championships on guys with tension? It just makes no sense. So because of that and because of bias, you see the Strong Style shirt behind me, a little action figure there beside Roddy Piper. Shinsuke Nakamura, I am somewhat of a mark for Nakamura. Cesaro, probably one of the strongest guys I've ever seen in the ring. But the fact is, like I said, so much tension between the Lucha House Party right now, so give the titles and the match to Cesaro and Shinsuke to retain. So that is my prediction there. Next match of the night. Even more tension going on. Women's Tag Team Championship match, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and the Riot Squad. So what do you do here? Nia and Shayna, do they continue to be champs, or do they basically go their separate ways? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say they go their separate ways. They've got a good thing that they destroyed with regards to the Riot Squad, and all of a sudden now they've repaired it. They're bringing it back to life. You know, try to pretend that separation between the three, and that includes Sarah Logan, never existed in the first place. So all of a sudden you've got a strong Riot Squad going against the tag team champions in Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Baszler is better off as a singles competitor. Nia Jax is Nia Jax, and basically leave it at that. So I'm going to say this, Riot Squad for the win to become new women's tag team champions here. I think they need the push. Next match of the night, Bayley taking on Nikki Cross. This would be interesting. Bayley's not going to lose because of the fact that they've got gold set up. And when I say gold, I mean basically marketing and a good feud set up going into Royal Rumble, so to speak, between Sasha Banks as well as Bayley. So Nikki Cross, it makes no sense at all to put the title on her. I see, if anything at all, Alexa Bliss comes out, causes interference with Nikki Cross. But Bayley ends up retaining. Maybe Sasha comes out, beats her up post-match, leads into a feud. Royal Rumble would be great, but we're still in September. Royal Rumble's in January, so we're going to see that feud happen before the end of the year. But I think they could keep these guys feuding for the next couple months at least. So I see Bayley retaining in this one, and Alexa Bliss making an appearance to confuse or distract or beat up on Nikki Cross to set up a feud between those two there. Next match of the night, semi-main event, Drew McIntyre defending the WWE Championship against Randy Orton in an ambulance match. So, the commentators made it like Keith Lee had a chance in this. Randy Orton was on the shelf. Whether or not he's going to come back, we'll have to wait and see. So Randy Orton ends up coming back last Monday on Raw, sets up the match between the two of them, the ambulance match, which I believe the rules are simple. So no rules, no countouts, no disqualifications, anything goes. The match is over basically when you put your opponent into the ambulance, shut the doors, the ambulance takes off, and that's it. You win the match. So basically you're knocking the guy unconscious and chucking him into the ambulance. Do we see Orton win? This may be the only prediction I feel like I'm going to get wrong. Or do we see Drew McIntyre carry on? And if we see Drew McIntyre carry on, why? So I'm going to say this. And one of the big things is the fact is they brought up this guy named known as Keith Lee from NXT. Babyface, super popular, super over. The guy's got agility like crazy. Like, the guy should not be able to do what he does. To me, he is like a Big Van Vader. He's like a Bam Bam Bigelow, in 2020. So I'm going to say this. Keith Lee turns against Drew McIntyre, aligns himself with Randy Orton, which is a rarity because nobody can really trust Randy Orton. And all of a sudden now we see Keith Lee as a heel. Maybe eventually even join Retribution, who knows? But I'm going to say this. Keith Lee turns heel, costs Drew McIntyre the match. Randy Orton becomes new WWE champion, and Drew McIntyre ends up feuding kind of with both of those guys. And maybe that goes in the Royal Rumble as well, Drew McIntyre having to win the Rumble again. But I'm going to say this. New champion Randy Orton, Keith Lee costs Drew McIntyre the match. So that's my prediction there. And final match of the night, and this is going to be interesting. So we got Universal Championship on the line. Roman Reigns, the big dog, with Paul Heyman, of course, taking on his cousin Jay Uso. It's interesting to see where they're going with this. Obviously, Jimmy Uso has been injured. Jay Uso is, he's been great. He's been, able to wrestle, everything else. So why not give him a singles push? We sort of saw that at WrestleMania when all of a sudden they didn't have the talent available to them. So they had, I think it was Usos versus the New Day versus Miz and Morrison, but it was only one of those tag teams, one of the guys of the tag teams that were able to compete in that match. So basically, we've seen single Usos, and this is would be the storyline that they've set up, the way it's going on SmackDown. The way you've got the Sikas and the Alphas, commenting, and the Rikishis commenting, and this and that. The old pictures of the guys when they were growing up, of the Usos and Roman Reigns and this and that, and the family lineage and the history and everything else. So, and it's a start to a good feud, because rumors have The Rock wanting to do a WrestleMania match with Roman Reigns. If they can go from September now all the way through to WrestleMania with this Samoan lineage storyline continuing to the point that Roman Reigns is just out of control and the only guy that can stop him is The Rock, that would be absolutely cool. But in saying that, as much as I love everything, the family dynamic of it, the history behind it, the appearances, like I said, of Alpha, Sika, Rikishi, there's no way in the world Roman Reigns is going to lose. Jay Uso is going to come close, but there's no way in the world Roman Reigns is going to lose. He will be pushed to the moon, probably straight through to WrestleMania, And if it's meant to be, we're going to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns. And like I said, Reigns, I think, is just going to be out of control and unstoppable. Paul Heyman, Darth Vader, Star Wars whole big theory right there. That's what Paul Heyman is. He is basically the emperor, so to speak. And Roman Reigns is Darth Vader, and the only one that can save them is The Rock. So anyways, that's my Star Wars WWE storyline going on right there. But anyways, Roman Reigns to retain, and hopefully they can continue this Samoan legacy through WrestleMania. I think it'd be absolutely cool leading up to Rock and Roman Reigns. So anyways, guys, that is it. That is my predictions for Clash of Champions. So like I said, Asuka to retain. I think Melina might make her appearance right here. Street Profits to retain. Bobby Lashley to retain. Sami Zayn to take both belts and become undisputed Intercontinental Champion. Nakamura and Cesaro to retain. We've got the Riot Squad as new Women's Tag Team Champions. We've got Bayley retaining an appearance by Alexa Bliss to set up a feud with Nikki Cross, as well as I think Sasha's going to do a post beatdown of Bayley in that match. We got Randy Orton becoming new WWE Champion, thanks to the help of Keith Lee. And then main event, like I said, Roman Reigns beats up on Jay Uso there. So guys, like I said, WWE Clash of Champions 2020 taking place live tonight, 7 p.m. on the WWE Network. Kickoff show taking place live tonight, 6 p.m. on social media and the WWE Network. This has been a YouTube premiere for everybody. Don't forget, we will be back post-show. So right now, WWE Network has it set up for 3 hours for Clash of Champions. Once that is off the air, there is, I think, a Broken Skull sessions with Kurt Angle and Stone Cold, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. But before you watch that, check us out. So about 15 to 20 minutes after Clash of Champions ends, come back onto the YouTube feed if you want to, but we will be live. So YouTube, Twitch, as well as Facebook, you'll be able to check the recap show on it. On Clash of Champions, you'll hear all the results, thoughts on the event itself, and any kind of comments that you guys have, I'll be able to answer on air. So we will be live later on tonight, about 15-20 minutes post Clash of Champions 2020. So guys, that is it for the prediction show. As always, check me out at Chris Maloney CWN. That is on Twitter as well as Instagram. And, follow me there. Let me know what you think of the show. Let me know what you think of CWN. And let me know what you think of any kind of predictions that you guys have as far as Clash of Champions goes. So, guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching and listening. If you're listening on Anchor or Apple Podcasts or any of that. And, again, like I said, we'll be back in a couple hours for the recap show post Clash of Champions. So, until then, take care, everybody.